Welcome to the Wellness Help Desk with your host, Nike Lamodi, certified wellness coach and personal trainer. A wellness podcast focused on providing practical tips on how to curate a healthy lifestyle uniquely for you, where we discuss wellness hot topics with expert guests and have real candid conversations. It's the one-stop shop you need to get the help you've been looking for. Let's dive in. Hey, what's up, and welcome to the Wellness Help Desk. I'm your host, Nike Lamodi, and this is episode 44. I'm so excited to get into a solo episode. It has been a minute since I've done that. We've had so many amazing guests on the podcast, and trust me, I have some in the pipeline that I can't wait for you to hear from. But I really wanted to talk today about the really harsh reality of first-gen eldest daughters wanting to make their parents proud. And this could hit so different for daughters of immigrants because there's so much more that you feel indebted to your parents for all that they did. And so I'm going to talk about today how this is affecting just you being able to enjoy the life that you presently have, make decisions about the future, things in your life you want to pursue, and be able to navigate making decisions that don't leave you riddled with guilt or the pressure of, I hope this is the right thing. And so every first-gen eldest daughter wants to hear from their immigrant parents, I am so proud of you. And we strive to just be the most successful version of ourselves, not for our sake, but for our immigrant parents. We want them to know that their sacrifice wasn't in vain, that those long hours, the missed time, being able to go back to their home country to see family, working several jobs, and adjusting to a new language and culture, that all of it wasn't for nothing. So we strive to reach as many accomplishments as possible so that we can generate success that we believe will be quote unquote enough for our immigrant parents to say that they're proud of us. But the problem is that this starts to lead to a lot of dissatisfaction with our life. This could maybe look like you're in a job that pays really well and offers security, but you dread going in every day. Or maybe like you are a house owner, but it's in a city that you really don't want to live in. But you bought the house because your parents said it would be best for you to be close to them so that you could be able to one day take care of them and they can help you with your future kids. But you don't want to live in that city. Or maybe you're in a career that never leaves you time to be able to indulge in self-care, like going to the gym, having a social life, being able to do things for fun that bring you joy because you're in this career because your parents thought, hey, this is the most lucrative career to have. Like, you got to go into this industry. And so while you're carrying the weight of this responsibility, you start to be disconnected from what you actually want. And you rarely consider what's most important to you, or you rarely take the time to ask yourself, what do I want? And when you don't consider those deep desires within you that you don't speak out loud, it starts to reorient you to just put all of this focus and pressure on doing what you think is going to make your parents proud. You know, go to college, get a good job, get married, have kids, buy the house, and then take care of your parents. And so what do you do when you want to make your parents proud, but you also have this nudging feeling that you want to feel satisfied with your life? You want to be able to live your life on your terms without having to always consider, is this going to be enough for my parents and make them proud? So here are two things that I want you to focus on if you want to start actually feeling like you're taking the time to consider what you want and then following through on doing that. So the very first thing is you have to check in. Ask yourself, is this what I want? Do I want to live in this city? Do I want to take this job? Do I want to marry this person? Or are you just on autopilot doing what you're assuming will make your parents proud? Or even doing it without wondering if this will ever be enough to make them proud. Because sometimes we're just doing it and we don't stop to consider what even is enough to them. What constitutes as this is enough to make them proud? We never actually ask our parents that. We just know that they have these certain expectations and we're just trying to achieve them. But what if they're enough is not going to be enough, if that makes sense. It's like being on this hamster wheel and chasing after enough, but it's actually never going to be quenched, that thirst for enough. And so an example is recently one of my clients was just sharing how she's wanting to start asking herself, what do I want? And she's been facing a lot of pressure from her immigrant parents and her grandma to be engaged. When is her boyfriend going to propose? Because they want her to start having grandkids. They're ready to be grandparents. They're ready to see her married. And that was pushing her to feel so much urgency in her relationship and just feel like, okay, this has to be the next step. But now that she's starting to come off autopilot, she's starting to ask herself, what is it that I want? It's actually giving her insight that, oh, is he even the one? Is he worth it? Is this long distance relationship masking things that we would have been working on if we were living in the same state or the same city? Do we need to go to couples counseling? And so because she checked in with herself and asked herself, what is it that I want? It allowed for her to start actually seeing things in a clear way and to start asking different questions that are important instead of minimizing things and moving forward. Now, you have to believe that what you want actually matters. If you believe what I want doesn't matter, it doesn't make a difference, this is going to be an extremely hard activity to do, to check in with yourself and ask yourself what you want. So you first have to believe that what you want actually matters. Knowing that something matters and is important does not mean that it's accepted and justified by everybody else. You have to first accept that what you want matters, that what you desire is important. You can't wait for other people to validate that for you to then believe, okay, now I can believe that this matters to me. So believe that what you want matters and check in with yourself and ask, what is it that I want? The second thing is, do you have clarity and confidence in your choices? So, for example, when I wanted to pursue being a digital nomad, which is just basically traveling all around the country or the world, depending on what your preference was, I had to literally have confidence in the choice that I was making to put my stuff in storage and go on the unexpected journey of just traveling. I had to have confidence why I was making this decision and clarity on why I was making this decision. I had to have clarity on how I was going to make this whole lifestyle happen. What did I intend to do? So, do you have confidence and clarity in the choices that you're making for what you want? And something you have to consider when you're wanting to ensure that you have clarity and confidence in your choices is that you have to decide that your choices are enough. Because if you don't decide the choice to pursue a digital nomad lifestyle is enough for me right now in this season, you're either going to feel like you're settling, which is going to make you really critical of yourself, or you're going to feel a lot of shame, or you're going to just be chasing perfection, trying to one up all the time. And so when I pursued being a digital nomad, I had to decide like, yes, this decision is enough for me in this season of my life, and move forward with full confidence and full clarity of the choice that I was making. So you can live life on your terms in a way that honors your own voice instead of living a life on the assumption of what everyone else expects of you. And in one-on-one coaching, I help you create the freedom to choose what you want in your health, your relationships, your work-life balance, and so much more without the guilt of how your parents are going to feel about it, if it will be acceptable. When you start to live from a place of asking, what is it that I want, believing that it matters what you want, and ensuring that you have clarity and confidence in your choices and that your choices that you make are enough, you will start to see your life begin to change. You'll start to actually enjoy the life you've created. You'll actually be able to enjoy the fruits of your hard work, of your labor, of your dedication, of your sacrifice that you've made over the years. And so if you're ready to start tapping into more of having the freedom to choose instead of being bound by the obligation of what you assume your parents want you to do so that they will be proud of you, schedule a consultation call via the link in the show notes so I can tell you how I can help you achieve this in one-on-one coaching. In the end, our parents are going to be proud of us regardless. They're going to be proud of who we become. They're going to be proud that we have achieved milestones more than what they did. And they will be proud that we are using our freedom to choose in ways that they never had the opportunity to do. So be kind to yourself and remember that what you want does matter. That's it for today's episode. Thank you for listening in. If you enjoyed the episode today, head over and leave me a review. This helps others find the podcast and be one step closer to curating their healthy lifestyle. Come connect with me over on Instagram at Nike_Lamodi. And if social isn't your thing, join my beautiful newsletter community via the link in the show notes. To learn more about exclusive one-on-one wellness coaching, head over to randawellness.com. As always, remember to give yourself grace.